Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be unboxing, taking a first look, and reviewing the Wowgo Mini 2 electric skateboard. This is a short budget electric skateboard that currently sells for $489.99. So starting with my initial customer experience, the board shipped to me within a week and came nicely packaged in a custom Wowgo brown cardboard box with a handle for easy carrying. Moving into the unboxing, the first thing inside the box on top was this awesome custom print with some graphics and information on the board, which was a super nice touch and I actually quite enjoyed. Under the print was this foam protection layer and then the board, which came nicely packaged. Underneath the board were all of the accessories, the first of which was a user manual for the Mini 2, which is always important to read before taking the board for a ride. There were also a ton of generic stickers and also some wheel cover stickers in green and purple just to make the board hub motors look a little bit more colorful. Next, there is a charger, which is a standard 10S 2-ace charger, which comes with pretty much every budget e-board these days. They also included a T-tool and Allen key Y tool to perform routine maintenance on the board. They also sent an extra charge port in the event that your charge port breaks. Next is the remote controller, which is the same remote controller that Wowgo uses across a lot of their boards. I actually really like this remote as it's very ergonomic and comfortable to hold and operate. It does not feel cheap, and it's simple and easy to use. Lastly, there's a USB-C charging cable which can be used to charge the remote controller. Here's a look at all of the accessories included with the Wowgo 2 Mini. With the unboxing done, I'm now going to go over all of the components used on the Wowgo Mini 2. The first is the deck, which is 29.5 inches long and 9 inches wide. It has a nice mini kicktail and a deck shape very similar to the Boosted Mini series of electric skateboards. The deck is made from 8 layers of Canadian maple and has a very slight U concave. Another nice feature on the deck is the brake pad installed on the edge of the kicktail, which protects the deck from being damaged if the kicktail makes contact with the ground. The wheels that come stock on the board are these standard 90mm 78A durometer flywheel clones. The sleeves on at the moment on the hub motors are the ones that go with the 90mm street wheels. However, there is an option to swap the sleeves for the 105mm cloud wheel donuts and the front wheels for 105mm cloud wheels. The trucks are 45-degree 8-inch wide RKP trucks that look very nice in my opinion. The rear truck holds the hub motors, which are dual 680-watt hubs for a total combined maximum power output of 1,380 watts. The trucks also have these custom angled riser pads that match the contour of the deck to allow for a unique deck shape without compromising the wheelbase length. This board utilizes a single long enclosure across the bottom which holds all of the electronics. This enclosure is surprisingly narrow and has some really cool geometric designs. Unlike most budget boards which use generic enclosures, the Mini 2 has a very elegantly designed custom enclosure. The battery in the board is a 10S2P 180 Wh battery made from 18650 cells, and the ESC is the Hobbywing V4 Mini ESC. Hobbywing ESCs have been my favorite ESCs among budget electric skateboards in the past, which is a good sign on this board. Another nice touch to the enclosure is this heatsink with the fins on the side to dissipate heat from the ESC and keep it running as coolly as possible. This design is actually really close to what the Boosted Mini has. In fact, it's almost identical to the board they have there, so clearly there's some inspiration taken from Boosted. The power switch for the board is located on the side of the enclosure towards the back, and the charge port is located on the front bottom of the enclosure. Overall, I really like the sleek enclosure design, and Wowgo have gone above and beyond with the look of this board's enclosure compared to most other budget brands. The entire board looks very well built and high quality, despite being less than $500, which is something that I've been very impressed with. The trucks, hub motors, and enclosure all feel a notch above what I was expecting from the board. So now that I've gone over all of the components used in the Wowgo Mini 2 electric skateboard, I'm going to do an in-depth review on the specs and my experience riding the board for the last couple of months. Like all of our other review videos, this portion of the video will be split up into categories detailing each of the various specs we've tested across the board. The first is the top speed, second is range, third is hill climbing, fourth is acceleration and braking, fifth is the ride feeling and comfort, sixth is miscellaneous topics, and seventh are our concluding thoughts on the board. At the end of this video, there's also going to be a discount code for the board, so make sure to stay around for that. First up, we have the top speed, and the advertised top speed on the Wowgo Mini 2 is 25 miles an hour or 40 kilometers an hour. In my top speed tests and in my experience with the board, I've been able to hit 25 miles an hour exactly. So the top speed that they've advertised on their website is exactly what you can expect to get out of the board. 25 miles an hour on a board this short and this shape and size is more than enough for me. Once I start getting above 23, 24, 25 miles an hour on this board, it does start to feel a little bit scary just because you don't have a super stable stance at those high speeds on this size of a deck. The advertised range on the Wowgo Mini 2 is 15 miles or 25 kilometers. In my range tests and from my experience with the board, I've been able to get anywhere from 9 to 12 miles or from roughly 15 to 20 kilometers of range. The range on the website is definitely achievable, riding very conservatively. For reference, the 9 miles of range that we got in our test was using an 145-pound rider in 90-degree weather, riding very aggressively and on hilly terrain. All in all, you can expect the range to be 10 miles, and I'm perfectly okay with this because of the size and nature of this board. Being a compact budget short board, adding more cells would just make this board heavier, which kind of defeats the purpose of it. So I'm totally okay with this board being lighter and having a smaller battery at the expense of range, because that just means that it's way more portable and easier to carry, and 10 miles is plenty for most distances that I'd travel with this board. Third up, we have the hill climbing ability of this board, and overall I've been pretty impressed with how this board handles hills. As a budget hub motor electric skateboard, it's obviously not great on hills, but of the sub $500 electric skateboards that I've tried on hills, this is probably one of the better ones. It keeps going up this hill at around 8 or 9 miles an hour, whereas some of the other hub motor boards I've tried only make it to around 6 miles an hour. So it's definitely solid on hills compared to other boards in this price range. Compared to other electric skateboards in general, this board isn't great at hill climbing. Other more expensive belt drive boards are far superior, so if you're looking for a super torquey, good at a hill climbing board, this probably isn't the board for you for a number of reasons, and hill climbing being one of those. But just in general, something I say about all these budget hub motor boards is that they'll make it up pretty much every single hill that you'll encounter on a daily basis. They just won't do it very quickly. The acceleration on this board is excellent given what this board is made for. It's super smooth and intuitive, and it's perfect for beginners or those looking for a very easy to ride shortboard. Unlike some boards in this price range that have jerky accelerations or dead zones, this board has none of that. It's an absolutely perfect acceleration and braking curve that is super easy and user-friendly. In the highest speed mode, turbo mode, the acceleration is plenty strong given this board's size and purpose, and I probably wouldn't want it to be much stronger, to be completely honest. The brakes are also really solid, but I could do with them just being a tad bit stronger. I think the reason they're not stronger is that because even at their given strength, if you slam on the brakes going full speed, the board will skid a little bit, just because the rear hub motor sleeves are so hard that they can lose connection with the road when braking really hard. It's not a huge issue, but it can happen. Overall, the acceleration and braking on this board are solid, perfect for beginners, super smooth, and super intuitive. The ride feeling of this board is exactly what you would expect out of an electric shortboard. Having a shorter wheelbase and shorter space to put your feet on, it can be a little bit unstable at high speeds due to the fact that you just don't have as wide of a stance. The deck is not flexy at all, and coupled with the rigid enclosures, it makes the ride pretty stiff and you feel all the road cracks and vibrations, especially when coupled with the thin hub motor sleeves. This has been an issue for me on some of the rougher roads that I ride around. It's just super unpleasant to ride this board. Now, the flip side to this is that this board has created a very special ride feel and very specific user case. Being an electric shortboard, this board is super portable and very nimble, making it very easy to maneuver around tight spaces, which is particularly useful when commuting in congested areas like a campus or a dense urban city. It also might be a much more familiar ride feeling for those used to riding traditional skateboards or shorter longboards. One feature that's a rarity across many electric longboards is the mini kicktail on the rear, which is designed to give your feet as much room as possible on a short deck, while also allowing the board to be maneuverable via the kicktail. One thing that can be done to improve the ride feeling smoothness of this board is to purchase the 105mm cloud wheel option, which is $589.99 or $100 more than the base version that comes with the 90mm wheels. It's actually unbelievable how much of a difference the 105mm cloud wheels make in terms of the smoothness of this board. It rides like a completely different electric skateboard. I would highly recommend going for the 105mm wheels, and I don't ride this board without these wheels. Now having tried them, they're just so much smoother than the stock 90mm wheels and make a world's difference. The first thing that I want to discuss in miscellaneous topics is the use case of this board, which I think is important to be reiterated. As a budget shortboard electric skateboard, this is an excellent board if you're commuting on very short distances and you'll have to carry your board. So if you're on a college campus and you need to walk around with your board through the hallways, or if you're in a dense city and you need to carry your board up the stairs into the office, this is a great option. It's got enough range to get you from place to place as a last mile vehicle, while also being portable and light to be super carryable and maneuverable, which could be very nice if you're using it in conjunction with a public transit system, or if you just need to walk around with your board. The second thing I want to dive a little bit deeper into is the cloud wheels option, which is $589.99 whether you get the 2-in-1 or just get the board with cloud wheels. And I think that at $589.99 this board starts to be a little bit pricey for what it is, but it kind of is the best option in this price range for a shortboard. So you're sacrificing some of the specs that a roughly $600 board could get you for the convenience and form factor of this board. Adding on to the cloud wheels, I also want to address the off-roadability of this board with the 105mm cloud wheels. Here's a quick clip of me transitioning between concrete and grass with the wheels, and as you can see, these wheels tackle the transition perfectly. I wouldn't recommend off-roading that much with this board as the deck is super stiff and the cloud wheels can only do so much, but some light off-roading on grass or compact dirt is completely doable with the help of the 105mm cloud wheels. Here are my concluding thoughts on the Wowgo Mini 2 electric skateboard. At $489.99, I don't think there's a higher quality, better built, higher spec shortboard on the market right now. The board has a top speed of 25 miles an hour, can go at least 10 miles on a single charge riding aggressively, is very good on hills given its price point, has extremely smooth acceleration and braking, and is a shortboard, which is something that not many electric skateboards can say about themselves. It's a fantastic budget option for commuting around college campuses or dense urban environments, where portability and maneuverability are paramount in the board's performance. The one thing this board suffers from is not being very comfortable due to the extremely stiff short deck and the thin urethane hubs. To improve this, there is the 105mm cloud wheel upgrade, which is $100 more at $589.99, which I think could be worth it for someone specifically looking for a comfortable electric shortboard. On top of this, the board is absolutely beautiful and well constructed, which is something that I can't say about any of the other budget hub motor mini electric skateboards. This thing, though it's less than $500, doesn't look like it's less than $500. So there you guys have it. That's it for my review on the Wowgo Mini 2 electric skateboard. If you guys are interested in learning more about this product, we will have a link to it in the description below. As promised, the discount code DIY5 will get you $5 off of this board, which isn't much, but it's something. Additionally, if you guys have any questions, please drop one in the comments section and we will get back to you. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for lots of other electric skateboard reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.